I have a question for you. What is the coolest thing you have ever done in your life on Christmas? Because I have one, and it was something that I did not see coming. It was something that I did not know people actually did. And it wasn't necessarily the gift that someone gave to someone, but it was the gift that someone who didn't have to give gave to someone. I thought it was the most amazing experience on a holiday ever. As a cinematographer, you get an opportunity to tell stories quite literally all over. And if your budget's right, you can tell any type of story anywhere, anytime, any day. But there are just some stories that are not worth budgeting for simply because being a part of the story is good enough. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and make money. I'm not saying don't budget for this or that, or just do free things if they're cool. But what I am saying is there are some projects that are just worth doing for free because it feels good and because, quite frankly, it's the right thing to do. I was recently asked by a company the week before Christmas if I would document a delivery on Christmas Day. Now, this delivery wasn't just your ordinary delivery. This was a delivery that someone would think, this might not be the right time of year. It was actually a motorcycle. It was a Harley Davidson motorcycle that was being delivered to a client who did not know they were receiving this gift because their husband had purchased this and planned and scheduled it to be delivered on Christmas Day. It doesn't even, when you think about it and you register it in your head, it doesn't make sense. However, that is exactly what I was asked and hired to do, which is deliver a feeling for a customer, a client whom I had never met before, and I was all about it. So we made a plan as best as we could, and we executed it. I showed up on Christmas Day to the company at 10 a.m. in the morning as they were loading the trailer with the bike. And I must say, what was probably the coolest part of the whole experience was how excited the owner of the company was to do this in the first place. Now, for me, I mean, some people, I guess, it's Christmas. Like, it can probably wait until, I don't know, the next day or the following week to be delivered as a late Christmas present. But this company specializes in just doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, but also delivering a feeling because they can. Not because they have to, but simply because they can. And again, those are my type of people. So here I am documenting this bike being loaded into the trailer. Everything is going smooth. I'm learning not only about the company, but I'm learning about the company and how they do stuff like this kind of on a regular basis. They try to create a special moment for customers whenever they can. And I thought that was sweet. I thought that was pretty cool. And so we load the trailer up and we take off. Now, at this point, I want to be very clear. We take off, but we still have no actual plan as to how we are going to create the surprise. That is the whole thing, right? Like, if you're going to do this, there has to be real elements to the surprise. It can't just be you're dropping the bike off and you take off and then they just come out and randomly see a Harley Davidson bike on their porch. That doesn't work. So we had to plan on the fly as to how we were going to create this special moment, but there wasn't really a set plan and or strategy other than we are going to deliver this bike, and hopefully at the end of it, the person will be excited and surprised, shocked. We all hope. What was cool though was the owner of the company had a Santa suit that he planned on wearing as he delivered the bike. So I thought that was cool. However, other than that piece, we had no plan. We also didn't plan for the weather. It was actually a snowstorm that we were delivering. It was a snowstorm that we were delivering this bike in. No kidding whatsoever. Absolute snowstorm. But it was kind of perfect, right? Because it's like Christmas. So Santa, reindeer, snow. That's like a real thing. So that's 3 things on the checklist. We have Santa, we have snow, we have no reindeer. So basically, I was the reindeer. Like, I had to create that other element with my camera. And I thought that was cool, right? That's something that these guys didn't see coming. They didn't know that we were going to document this process. The husband thought that they were just going to get a bike. what she ended up receiving and what he ended up receiving was a memory from the documentation of this journey. So that, I mean, think about that. That's pretty cool. Getting back to the whole not planning thing, we didn't even plan on when he was going to put the suit on. So we ended up stopping literally on the road, the street right next to the street that the customer lived on. He gets out of the truck, starts putting on the Santa costume on the road, and then he jumps back in the truck and we head slowly down the road where we are going to make this delivery. But we still have no clue how we're going to actually get the bike out of the trailer and then get it onto said porch. We just knew that we were on the street and it was go time. This guy opens up the back of the trailer. He literally starts pulling the bike out slowly, like just pulling it out slowly. As he's sliding down this little ramp piece, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be crazy if he literally just ate complete shit? He didn't, but he almost did. And I was nervous at this point. Now she's starting to come outside. The whole family and neighbors are starting to come outside, and we're creating a scene. And I realize at this point, I'm like literally the only person shooting, right? The entire time leading up until this point, it was kind of just point and shoot, do whatever. We were at our own pace, but now it's really go time, and everything is at this point is just, it's live. Certainly fair to mention that she was not prepared. Like what she was wearing was not winter weather gear at all. So I love the fact that means the husband did his job. The husband didn't say shit to her, clearly, because she was not prepared whatsoever. But the excitement on her face to see her come out with her dog and quite literally just underdressed and is so excited to hug Santa and receive her Christmas gift. I mean, you can't draw up a better feeling than that. Leaving your family, leaving your friends to go deliver a present to somebody, and then to receive at the end of that trip, at the end of the delivery, to receive the reaction that you were trying to get, that is priceless, and moments that anybody that's a cinematographer, anybody that's a filmmaker of any sort should live for. We live for these types of moments, and I couldn't have been more proud of being a part of such a special day. Now, if anybody is ever wanting to do something like this, and they come to you as a creator and they say, do you want to document this? Do you mind documenting this? I am telling you right now, as your fellow creator, say yes. Take a moment of your day on a special day for everyone. Take a moment out of your day and go do something nice. Go do something more. Go do something not because you feel like you have to, but simply because you can. Because I promise you, the satisfaction of accomplishing the goal, when you see it, there's no better feeling, and there's no dollar that is going to make that moment feel better. I can promise you that. Do it because you love this job. Do it because you love this art form. And it'll be something that you'll never forget. It'll become something that you will constantly chase for the rest of your life. I can promise you that. Peace.